She cooked with corpse water, and what happened next will shock you. You think you're eating hot rice with tasty fish. But sometimes, you're swallowing a spirit. One night, Benny finds a hidden container under the kitchen. Inside, black water and human hair. This water comes from the dead. And his own mother cooks with it. Always say a prayer before eating. You never know what's in your plate. Stay tuned. The next part will surprise you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and above all, keep your eyes open. In the village of Kenzambi, everyone talked about Mama Ayoka. She was tall, always smiling, and her food made everyone's mouth water. Ndol, saka, plantain fufu, everything tasted magical. Even kids who hated vegetables asked for more. Mama Ayoka, what's your secret? Asked Uncle Dego, the old man from the neighborhood. She smiled softly and said, just a lot of love, and a bit of patience. But it wasn't true. In her kitchen, Mama Ayoka had a big container hidden under the floor. And inside was black water. Water that smelled a bit like old wood. Water that came from the dead. No one knew. Not even Benny, her 10-year-old son. Not even Yao, the curious neighbor. But one night, Benny got up to drink water. And what he saw in the kitchen. Benny walked quietly in the dark, his bare feet on the cold floor. He was thirsty. Very thirsty. But when he entered the kitchen, he froze. His mother was there. She was holding a small oil lamp. And she was opening a trapdoor hidden under the rug. Benny hid behind the door. He saw his mother lift a lid and dip a big ladle into a container. Grey steam came out. The water looked strange. It didn't shine like normal water. It was cloudy, almost black. Mama Ayoka poured the water into a big pot. Tomorrow, it will be rice with smoked fish, she whispered. Benny was scared. He wondered. Why is she cooking with that water? Why is she hiding it under the floor? He quickly went back to bed, his heart pounding. The next morning, he looked at his mom like she was a stranger. But he said nothing. He needed to know more. That morning, Mama Ayoka sang while stirring her pot. The smell of rice and fish filled the whole house. Even Auntie Hortense, the Ivorian neighbor, said while passing by. Oh, it smells so good, like always. You're a real fairy, Ayoka. Ayoka smiled, like nothing was wrong. But Benny hardly ate anything. He looked at the pot. He looked at the water. He felt a strange smell, like an old well. When his mom left the kitchen to go to the market, Benny decided to look. He pushed the rug. He lifted the trap. And there, he saw the container. He touched it. The water inside was cold, very cold. And there were hairs in it. Floating hairs. Benny jumped back, terrified. He quickly closed the trap. But he understood something. This water came from someone. From a dead person. He had to find out where it came from. Benny couldn't sleep anymore. At night, he thought about the black water. During the day, he watched his mother with fear. He decided to tell someone. Not an adult, they would say he's lying. But his friend Kosi, the little boy from Benin in the neighborhood. My mom cooks with strange water. Water hidden under the floor. Are you sure? Asked Kosi, eyes wide open. I saw it. There were even hairs in it. Kosi shivered. Maybe it's witchcraft. My grandma told me some people use water from the dead to give flavor to food. Benny opened his mouth wide. But why would she do that? She's my mom. Kosi didn't answer. He was scared too. We have to investigate, said Benny. We have to find out where this water comes from. They decided to follow Mama Ayoka the next night. That evening, Benny pretended to sleep. His mother turned off the lamps, covered him with a blanket, then quietly left. But Benny opened his eyes. He got up quickly and went to meet Kosi, hiding behind the big tree. "She's probably going back to her container," whispered Benny. But no. This time, Ayoka didn't stay in the kitchen. She carried an empty bucket and walked toward the edge of the village. The two boys followed her silently, from far behind. They crossed the fields, then arrived near an old abandoned well. Nobody went near it, because people said a man had fallen in and died a long time ago. Ayoka looked around. Then she lifted a big stone that covered a small hole next to the well. From there, she filled her bucket. The water was black. Still, it didn't look like normal water. Kosi whispered. "That's not water, it's the sleep of the dead." Benny was shaking. His own mother was taking water from a well where someone had died. Benny and Kosi ran back home, their hearts pounding. They had never been so scared. "What do we do now?" Kosi asked. "I don't know. We can't tell her what we saw. She'll get angry." The next day, Ayoka cooked a big meal, palm nut soup, smoked fish, and fufu. Everyone in the neighborhood came. Even Uncle Norbert, an old man from Gabon, had 2 plates. "This woman is a blessing," he laughed. But Benny watched everyone with worry. "They're eating dead water," he thought. "And no one knows." That evening, he asked his mother, "Mama, what do you put in your food to make it so good?" She paused for a second. She looked at him, as if she knew something. "Why are you asking me that?" she asked gently. Benny felt uncomfortable. He looked down. Just curious. But in that moment, he knew. His mother was hiding a dangerous secret. That night, Benny had a nightmare. He dreamed he was falling into the old well. The water grabbed him, wrapped around him, called to him. Cold white hands came out of the water. He woke up with a scream, sweating. He ran to his mother's room. She was sleeping deeply. But on the table, he saw a bowl. A bowl filled with that same black water. It was like she kept it close to her. Benny closed the door quietly and went back to bed. The next morning, he told Kosi, "I think the water is alive. It talks. It calls people." Kosi's eyes widened. "We have to tell someone. An elder. A wise person." They thought of Mama Odette, an old woman from the village. She knew about plants, spirits, and old secrets. "We'll go see her tomorrow," Benny said. "Before it's too late." But what they didn't know was that Mama Ayoka was listening at the window. She didn't move. She stood behind the curtain, silent, her eyes fixed on the boys. She heard everything. "They want to go to Mama Odette," she whispered. That night, she smiled like always. She served Benny a big plate of cassava with peanut sauce. "You're not eating?" she asked sweetly. "I'm not that hungry, Mama," Benny replied. She placed her hand on his shoulder. "You know, kids shouldn't go digging into adult secrets." Benny didn't answer. But his heart was beating fast. Now he knew, his mother was hiding real danger. The next morning, Benny and Kosi ran to Mama Odette's house. She saw them coming, her head wrapped tight and neat. "Mama Odette. It's urgent," Kosi yelled. They told her everything. The black water, the hair, the well, the food. Mama Odette stayed silent for a long time. "That water, it's not water. It's a trapped spirit. Someone died in that well, and their soul was never set free." Benny shivered. "And if people eat it, what happens?" "They become linked to the spirit. Slowly, it enters their hearts, and makes them listen." Kosi grabbed Benny's hand. "What should we do?" he asked. Mama Odette sighed. "I need to see the well. But we have to be fast. If she knows I'm coming, Meanwhile, Mama Ioka was preparing a big pot. She sang softly, but her eyes were red. Her face was no longer soft and kind. She spoke to the pot. They want to betray me, take my secret. She dipped a spoon in the black water. Then poured a few drops into a small glass bottle. Tonight, they will eat, and they will forget. At the same time, Mama Odette packed her bag. She added dried leaves, a wooden cross, and a bottle of oil. Benny, you're not sleeping at home tonight, she said. Why not? Because tonight, your mother won't be herself. Night fell slowly over the village. Crickets sang, and oil lamps lit the homes. At Mama Odette's house, Benny tried to stay calm. Cossie stayed over too, to protect him. Do you think your mom will come? Cossie asked, his voice shaking. I don't know, but she's not the same. She's changed. Mama Odette came close. She gave each boy a necklace made of small red and black seeds. Don't take them off, okay? Even when you sleep. Why? Benny asked. Because tonight, the spirit of the well will try to enter your heart. This will protect you. Meanwhile, at Mama Ioka's house, the wind was strong. She opened the trapdoor. She spoke to the water, like someone was there. I know where he is. He's with the old woman. Tonight, I bring him back. And the black water moved on its own. Like it was breathing. In the dark night, a strange noise came near Mama Odette's house. A cold wind passed through the window. The lamps flickered. Benny and Cossie held each other tight. Mama Odette, someone's outside. Cossie whispered. The old woman grabbed her blessed oil. She poured it in a circle around the boys. Then she stepped out, alone, holding her wooden cross and a lamp. Outside, Ioka was there. But it wasn't the sweet mother everyone knew. Her eyes were white. Her feet didn't touch the ground. She floated, like the well's wind was carrying her. Give me my son, she said in a deep, slow voice. Mama Odette stood firm. That's not you speaking, Ioka. It's the spirit. Come out of her. But Ioka lifted her hand. The wind grew stronger. The trees shook. The house trembled. You can't chase me away. He called me. I belong to him. Mama Odette began to pray. A light surrounded the old woman. And the spirit screamed into the night. Eh. The spirit's scream echoed through the whole village. Even the dogs began to cry. But Mama Odette didn't move. She kept praying, her voice strong and brave. The water of death will not rule here. Let Ioka go. Leave her body. Ioka twisted in the air, caught in a wild wind. Her hair flew around her face. She let out another scream, sharper, full of pain. Inside the house, Benny was crying. I want Mama back. I want to save her. Cossie held his hand. She's strong, Benny. She'll fight. With Mama Odette, she'll win. Outside, Ioka suddenly fell to the ground like a stone. Her eyes closed. Silence. Mama Odette walked toward her slowly, her heart beating fast. She touched Ioka's forehead. The spirit is gone, but it's still watching. It wants to return. She looked up to the sky. To stop it forever, we must seal the well. And say the prayer for forgotten souls. The next morning, the whole village gathered around the old well. Mama Odette stood with Benny, Cossie, and even Ioka, who had woken up. Her eyes were tired, like she had come back from a long nightmare. I don't remember anything, she whispered. The spirit used you, Mama Odette said. But today, we will set it free. The elders of the village came, each holding a handful of earth. Uncle Idris, the old man from Benin, placed a wooden cross near the well. This place must be closed. The spirit below is looking for souls. Mama Odette raised her hands. Ancestors, we give you this lost soul. Let it rest at last. The villagers all repeated the prayers together, like one voice. Then, slowly, they began to pour earth into the well, one circle at a time. The black water moved one last time. Then a breath escaped, a long sigh. And silence. The well was sealed forever, with stones, leaves, and ashes. Ioka dropped to her knees, crying. I didn't know. I only wanted my food to taste good. I didn't know I was feeding people with death. Days passed. The village of Kenzambi slowly found peace again. But everyone still talked about what happened. Ioka no longer cooked. She stayed inside, ashamed, sad. One morning, Benny knocked at her door. Mama, are you feeling better? She opened the door slowly, eyes red from crying. I hate you, Benny. I put poison in our food, and I thought it was love. Benny hugged her tight. You're my mama. It wasn't you. It was the well. But Ioka shook her head. I was the one who chose to take that water. Because I wanted people to love me. Mama Odette came behind them, carrying a small basket of vegetables. Do you really want to make things right, Ioka? Ioka nodded. Then start cooking again. But this time, with clean water, and a true heart. Ioka looked at her cooking pots. And for the first time in a long time, she began to cook again. That day, she made something simple, white rice with tomato and vegetable sauce. No secret ingredients. No hidden water. Just clean water from the village well. She invited a few neighbors, Auntie Hortense, Uncle Norbert, and Mama Odette. Benny and Cossie helped set the table. Everyone sat down, a little nervous at first. This is your first meal since, Uncle Norbert whispered. Ioka nodded. Yes. A real meal this time. With peace in my heart. The guest took a bite. They chewed slowly, in silence. Then, Auntie Hortense said, It's delicious. Even better than before. The others agreed, surprised. The taste was simple, but honest. Ioka smiled. Not a smile hiding a secret. A real smile, warm and soft. Maybe real love tastes better than magic, she said. Mama Odette nodded. Exactly, my dear. And everyone ate, without fear, for the first time in a long time. From that day, Ioka slowly found her place again in the village. She started cooking again for celebrations, weddings, and baby showers. But this time, she used simple recipes, and a big spoon of love. One morning, the school children passed in front of her house. They shouted, Mama Ioka, when's your next meal? She laughed out loud. The day you come help me peel the vegetables. Benny was proud. His mother was no longer possessed. She wasn't afraid of cooking anymore. But sometimes, at night, he still had nightmares. He dreamed of the old well, the black water, and hands coming out. One night, he told Mama Odette. What if the spirit comes back one day? The old woman placed her hand on his shoulder. It won't come back, as long as your heart stays pure. Spirits love secrets, but they hate the light. Benny smiled. He felt strong. One day, he also wanted to learn about herbs, prayers, and old secrets. To help others. A few weeks later, a big festival was held in the village. They celebrated the end of the rainy season. Everyone brought food. Ioka prepared a big chicken stew with peanut sauce. She used garden vegetables, soft spices, and lots of care. When she arrived at the village square, everyone clapped. It's Mama Ioka, a little girl shouted. She made the stew. I want some. Even those who had once avoided her came to taste it. And all were touched. Because that day, they weren't just eating good food. They were tasting forgiveness, courage, and light. Benny looked at his mother, proudly. "See, Mama. You didn't need that water." Ioka hugged him. "No. What I needed was your love." And while the drums played, the children danced around the fire. The old well was far away. Covered, silent. As if it had never existed. But in the heart of the village, a new well had opened. A well of truth, love, and peace. The sun rose over the village of Kinzambi. A new day began. In the kitchen, Mama Ioka sang softly as she peeled yams. Benny helped her, hands full of onions and a light heart. "What are we cooking today?" he asked. "A nice clear sauce, my love. With fresh fish." Someone knocked at the door. It was Kosi, with a notebook in his hands. "We wrote down all your recipes, Mama Ioka. We want to make a village cookbook." She laughed out loud. But who would read it? Everyone. Kids, moms, even dads. "We'll call it Cooking from the Heart." Ioka wiped her hands and looked at the two boys. "Then come in. Today, we'll cook with sweet memories." And in the air, there floated the smell of a simple meal. No magic. No fear. Only joy. Only life. Thank you for listening to the story. Did you enjoy it? Were you a little scared? Did you learn something? What would you do if you found a secret like Benny's? Would you have the courage to speak out? Would you help your mom? Remember, the best meals come from the heart. Not from magic or lies. What's hidden always comes out. So always choose the truth, even when it's hard. Tell us in the comments. What part touched you the most? What kind of story should we tell next? Thanks for listening. See you next time for another story. And always, keep your heart pure, just like Benny.